If they say, oh, I'm sorry that your wife died, what the I can do with that?
Okay, cameras are rolling.
The day before the actual world record attempt to swim horizontal, breath hold in shorts in icy water with a meter of ice beyond me, I had to do the rehearsal. I wanted to. And then they said, do 25 meters to see if everything is working. I was thinking, I'm not going to do 25 meters. I'm going to do the whole distance. Because tomorrow I got to do it. So I want to make sure. So I began to do my breathing. Concentration, focus. Because you're going to die if you don't. You know that. I went into the water. Slowly. Not to break the trance. Fully immersed up till here. Holding the ice with my hands. You say to yourself, I take my last breath. Fully out. You go under, fully charged, and you begin your horizontal swim. You go, strokes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 meter of ice beyond me. Icy cold water. I only count 11, 12, 13. Nothing is in my mind, just 14, 15, 16. Vision begins to blur. I can't see anymore where I am. I have to go on. I can't see the hole. I'm not yelling there. I'm just silent. I can't see it. You drop into a different awareness. You keep on swimming. 35. I lose consciousness, but my body keeps on going, making strokes. When I count 48, I come back into my body, my awareness. 48. 6 too much. 42. Go back. 6. 6. 4 times. I did about over the 110 meters until my vision became this big. I did not feel any pain or agony. I just felt sleepy, drowsy, going into sleep. And then, at that moment, a diver took me by the ankle, brought me back. I was semi-conscious. I had no energy anymore. I was aware, but I could not breathe. I was in a non-breathing state of awareness. And he brought me back. I could not feel. And then once he got me out my head, the first thing I did, I dropped out of school when I was 17. And I lived in a squat. That was a free-thinking place. That was great. It was the greatest time of my life. 8 years I lived there. I even had 2 children there with my wife. And she was beautiful. She was so extrovert, so past. She talked to everybody. She danced in the park. She did it all. She expressed herself. I called her a butterfly. Beautiful. And I fell in love with her, man. She danced my socks off. She blew my mind. you just fall in love into that dimension of her created. And there it began. And in the squatting place with one child. And soon after, we had another one, a daughter. After the third one, a shadow came in our life. My wife had a psychiatric mental disorder called schizophrenic. Psychosis begins with depression, psychosis, manic depression, schizophrenia, and it took over. My dream was shattered. She was so suppressed in her spirit. And I told her, I warned her a couple of times. Hey, don't do this. It's dark. It's not good. Her thinking, her way, her attitude, her persona didn't take it up. She didn't really battle what was going. She thought this is part of my persona. I couldn't reach her. I loved her. And it got more and more and more and more. It was heavy. I still was doing yoga postures. I was doing cold water. I was doing breathing exercises. And that kept me good, strong. I could do 100 push-ups with one arm in one breath. Yet I was helpless, seeing and looking at her, how this darkness overtook our presence. And she was drifting away because the darkness took over. At 2 o'clock in the morning, she kissed her kids before jumping from 8 stories down. Because the terror, whatever was inside, was too much, had overtaken. Because the whole psychiatry could not do anything against it. With all the injections and therapies and pills and medicines and good advice and all that, it went down, 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 down until she took her life because she could not live it no more. She kissed the kids goodbye. That says enough. She was in love with her kids, but she couldn't live within her own body anymore. Her spirit was annihilated through the darkness. What can you do against that? If I had the power to prevent her of doing that at that time, man, I'm the first one. It's the love of your life. Why do you let it go? Not because you want. Because you have to, because you can't do something else, because you got to take care of the children. I cried over her body. I saw her face. Well, her dead body, to me, she was still like there. She was my wife. There I looked at her face. I saw that suppressed spirit was gone. I thought, you have rest now. Me and the father, we cried and cried and cried. My kids, they were not there. I did not want them to be there at that moment when her dead body was there. That would have been too shocking. They knew from the gut what was going on. One began to cry, and the others they became silent within themselves. They made me survive. And that my practice, my discipline, it healed me. When you go into the cold, you don't think. You are just surviving. And that opens up a moment of relief. And then you are able to heal. But slowly and surely, of course, it comes back. Whenever you have secured your place, then the moment of relief, of working out deep trauma, comes to you. And it came. And it has taken long a time. Very long time. But it made me also very strong. I had to stay alive, create warmth, energy for my kids. The cold gave me all the energy. The breathing gave me all the energy. That gave me also the control, not over the physiology, but over my emotion. So the agony of my brokenheartedness is real. It's not there then. The desperation, this desperate spirit at that moment, the chain is broken at that moment. And then I feel myself. I healed myself through it. My mother, when she delivered not only me, also my twin brother. But back then, 61 years ago, there were no devices to measure if there is another child or something. They were not aware there was another one. And then they had to push her fast to the operation room to cut me out there. And she, we have to do a cesarean. Oh, she never had that done. That had filled her with fear. Whoa, what is going to happen? My baby, my baby. Oh, she pushed me out just in front of the doors of the operation room with the words, "Oh God, let this child live. I will make him a missionary." She was pious. She was naive, pious woman, religious woman. She told me this later. And that belief came to my realization in 2007 in New York, after I did this experiment with the vagus nerve. I got Dr. Kevin Tracy on the phone because they did an experiment on me in a biochemical institute. And he said, "Wim, if you are able to reproduce the results you have shown, that means huge consequences for mankind. Can you do that?" Of course, directly, boom, there was the missionary. That was 48 years later that my delivery. And that I had this, and I knew the missionary was born there. Half hour later, I got another phone call of the Netherlands saying to me that my mother had died. How close this story, how immense what had happened, how powerful is my mother. When I heard that my mother had died half hour before, that my mission was born, that I'm the missionary, and I'm gonna do this. I'm a simple man, I'm gonna change the world. I wanna show that I'm having a control which could help humanity. When I was powerless, without knowing what was happening at the time of my wife's death and before, now I know what to do. I will show the way. I couldn't help her, but I can help millions, no, billions of people now. You are born to be in control over yourself, in your brain and your body. We have the ability to help each other, to bring back somebody, to spark its spirit, and to bring back a sense of control thereover. So let go of the thought that you are not able to do this. You are able to do this. Are you ready? Are you ready? We want to make you happy, strong, and healthy. Man, because I love you. That's what binds us. That is the most beautiful thing you can say to somebody. I take care of you. I love you. I'm your brother. I'm your sister. Whatever it takes. We are family on the same planet.